let's see. The shoebox is over here now. I moved a little bit. You don't have to. That's all. Well, fine. Thank you. As always, you don't have to take off your shoes, but you're always welcome. Come, come. Hugs. Hugs. Yes. Hugs. Hugs. It is so good to see you. I'm making this tea. Well, okay, hold on. Technically speaking, I'm putting away the dishes, but that was before. Okay, I'm trying to make tea, but I got a little sidetracked because the tea mug that I wanted was in the dishwasher, and so then I was like, oh, I gotta put away the dishes, and then I forgot that I was making tea, and then you knocked on the door, and I was like, oh my gosh, yay, I'm making tea, and then I wasn't making tea. But anyway, hi, how are you doing? Yes, the ADHD is very much ADHDing with us today. Do you have a mug that you want? Well, we have all kinds of options here. We have, let's see. The mug I wanted was in the dishwasher because my hubby, he brought this home from his trip. He brought me a souvenir, and so I had to wash it. And so I wanted to, of course, use that one today because I just washed the dishwasher today. But yeah, so we have in the dishwasher. Let's see. We have Be Kind to Your Mind mug, and then in the cupboard we have I Love You with the butterflies, and then the Mermaid Fan Club, and then the checker one, and excellent choice. I Love You with the butterflies and the little prayer. I like that. Aren't the butterflies pretty? They're all like pink and red and everything. I gotta kind of refill this water filter in a second, but we're gonna just leave it there. Yeah, I like the brittle ones. It's been good. I continue to not have a teapot. No, I just use saucepans. Okay, so hear me out. First of all, rude. Second of all, you don't need a teapot to make tea. Okay, see here now. Le gasp. Oh, le gasp, you say. There is no, I'm just going to put away some dishes a little bit. Well, the tea water's going. There's nothing that says that you have to have a teapot. I have a teapot. I just don't have a teapot that goes on the stove. Because, okay, let's face it, teapots that go on the stove, they get all like funky inside and like the hard water, and it's hard to reach them because they've got just a little spout. And so, yeah, and growing up, we didn't have a teapot because, like, just sometimes you just need the essentials. And technically speaking, a teapot, though there could be people that would hate me for saying this, a teapot is not exactly an essential if you have saucepans. And so that was what we grew up always using because we didn't have a teapot. Well, we got one finally when I was in my teens. I think my mom found it on sale or something, or was that somebody might have given us that. I don't know. Anyway, and so the teapot. That's how I know that they can be hard to clean because it's hard to scrub in there, and it would hurt my wrists. And so, meanwhile, I guess now, because growing up, we always had to like essentially wash the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher, because it's not like any of us in my family struggle with obsessive compulsive tendencies. None whatsoever. Not even a single bit. Anyway, I guess I could get a teapot, and I could just, somebody at work left this on my desk. I know not why. It's just a little bottle of like ginger ale or something. They were like, I left it with a sticky note, and we're like, thought you could put a plant in this. Okay, first of all, it's a ginger ale bottle, so the top of it is really skinny. I don't know how you can put a plant in it, but I do think it would be fun to use for a potion bottle thing if we make potion bottles again for Ren Fair and whatever. So anyway, I kept it for that purpose. I know it would be a cute vase, but I had to take off the label. Anyway, but yeah, now since I have a dishwasher, maybe it would be easier to have a teapot because I am not obsessed about ew. Okay, case in point. I am not obsessed about cleaning things off before I put them in the dishwasher, but that does mean sometimes if something's extra greasy, like that measuring cup that I just touched, sometimes it's still greasy after the first wash. But then we just leave it in the dishwasher. It's fine. Okay. In very, very me fashion, I have been goblining about here. Meanwhile, Bestie. As always, thank you for listening. Sorry about that. Okay. No sorries. But anywho, how are you doing? How you doing, Bestie? How's your day been today? So the vibe I'm getting is not too insanely crazy, but could have been better. Well, hopefully we can make it more fun. Now, just put these pans away. Oh, that reminds me. I don't think I hear the dryer rope. While we are waiting for the water to bubble, 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 you mind coming along with me to the laundry room? I'm going to get the dryer started again. Yeah, we always have to run it like 2 cycles, which is kind of annoying. 1 second. Yeah, it's only ever like partway dry if you only run it for like the 1 cycle. So I always have to run in there and be like, "Oh, hi. Are we being a dry little laundry load right now, or not so much?" Okay. Let's see. What have we here? What have we got as far as Teatime options are concerned? Let's see. Oh, we also have hot chocolate. Hot chocolate, yummy. Let's see. I've got dandelion root tea, I've got peppermint tea, I've got kukicha tea, I've got hibiscus tea, I've got rooibos tea, I've got, what's one over here? Oh, padiarco tea. I think there's another one somewhere around here. Nope. No, my tea cupboard is not too crowded. Also, it's not exactly tea cupboard. I have a tea corner of a cupboard because I don't have that much tea. Meanwhile, whoa, I'm gonna have some hibiscus. What do you? Yeah, hibiscus is one of the few ones that I use actual like sugar in. These little sugar cubes. Most, yeah, no, stevia is the way for me, or the one for me with most teas. I like some with honey, but hibiscus, I tried it with honey, and I was like, oh, at first I tried it with stevia. That was a choice. It was not. We do not speak of stevia with hibiscus. And then I tried it with honey, and I was like, okay, so now I just like taste honey and hibiscus. But there was still kind of like an empty flavor profile in there. I don't know how to explain it. And then I added a little bit of sugar to needs more sugar. Oh, Robert, bless him. He gives me life. Wait, which one did you want? Delightful choice. Delightful choice. Yes. And with what sweetener? Perfect. Yes. Perfect. 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 Yeah, no, I found out that we prefer I prefer sugar in the hibiscus. I'm rambling again. And here we go. Well, no, I don't think that. What's that reminding me of? Oh, that's important. No, I found a sticky note in the can and was like, what's that? Oh, the tea's bubbling. The tea water bubbles. No, I still don't do it until it boils usually because it's so hot and then it takes a long time to cool down. So I just wait until it's like little dancing bubbles, tra la 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 la. Bubble bubble till I'm in trouble. Let's get this out. Oh, that's just to remind me to have my little morning cup. I've been having dandelion tea in the mornings because apparently it helps your liver. I mean, I've known that for forever. But somebody mentioned dandelion tea. I think it was at the acupuncturist, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, dandelion tea or dandelions are really good because they're like one of the quote unquote like bitter foods of life, and we don't have a lot of the bitter flavor in the food. That's hot enough in our modern society. We live in a society, and I was just like, the acupuncture was saying that therefore it's good to have let's see, let's grab you a chopstick too. I forgot, I just got me a chopstick. You'll want a chopstick as well. Yeah, for stirring up the tea. Haven't I done that with you before? Oh, maybe before I was like, here's a spoon. I always grew up with using chopsticks to stir in the tea and the sweeteners. So yeah. Sit, sit, sit. Do come sit on the couch with all the plushies. Do you want to hold a plushie? We've got kitty cat. We've got hubby cat and wifey cat because, well, yeah, because because they're the little cat plushies, and the bigger one is black and the little one is white, and so ta-da! That's me and the hubby. Remember? Have you ever seen the little gifs that have little cats like these? They're so cute, and they're like, yeah, like hugs or kisses or whatever. And so when hubby and I were dating, he found those and he would send them to me. And again, it was cute because it was like, oh, they're a little biracial couple. And so yeah. So now we have hubby kitty and wifey kitty, and then there's also pink kitty here. And did I mention popcorn? And then here's Sophie the squirrel. Yes, Sophie is huge. We love Sophie the squirrel. Do you want to hug Sophie the squirrel? Oh, and then these are my spooky season plushies. This is Hat Cat, because it's a cat with a wizard hat, a mage hat, witch hat. So the whole thing about like calling them wizards and witches makes me mad because it's genderized. It's guy wizards and female witches, and most of the time, like all through, all the legends and everything, oh, wizards, they're cool and everything. Merlin was a wizard. Meanwhile, well, we know what happened to the female practitioners of magic or whatever. And so anyway, I like calling them mages. But anyway, yeah, there's Hat Cat. And then this one's 2-in-1. So yeah, see, this is Fun Guy. It's the little plushie that with the little, it's one of the little plushies that goes inside out. So this one is Fun Guy. This is a little mushroom with little bat wings and little ears. Isn't that so cute? Yes, I get excited about plushies, perhaps to an overly excited extent, but what would you expect? I am a goblin and I'm basically 5 years old. And then turn it inside out, and this is Esmeralda the bat. See? He's purple and has cute little toofies. That sounded more like a squirrel. Anyway. And then, I can't remember what I named this little plushie last year, but look, he's so small. He's so cute. I think he might have been Carl. I don't know. He's a cute little monster. He's orange. I could name him Orange. Listen here, you. I may not be the most creative with naming a fair amount of my plushies, aka Popcorn and Kitty, but I'm creative with others of them. Sophie the squirrel, Esmeralda the bat, Fun Guy the mushroom. Like, come on, give me credit where credit is due. Come on, Mom. So anyway, yeah, I got, as I'm sure you saw, I got my spooky season decorations up. I have my little goosey, and I have the little spider hanging from the lamp, and then the little I got our little over here, little like waist-sized little Christmas tree that I found at the thrift store 5 years ago, and has been our Christmas tree ever since. It's been marvelous. Yeah, no, I got this before, hubby. But yeah, I've got look at these little gnomies with little hats. Well, I guess actually they're mages. They're little wizardy witchy people. But they're like the little gnomey ones where they got just the nose and then like a little beard and little hair, and they're so cute. Yeah, I got them at the dollar store. We like them. Oh yeah, and then this one is, look, it's like a little like sawed off little wood piece, and I got this at a little like craft market. It's a little bat with a moon, and then yeah, and look, the little lights around the tree. Ooh, these cute little ghosty lights. I got them at Walmart last year. Look, they have smiles. No, I don't like scary things. Scary things are scary. But I like cute stuff. And so that's why I don't like scary season, but I like spooky season. I'm going to take you calling me the silly goose as a compliment, because actually, geese are fearsome and terrifying beasts. So what you're actually saying is that I am basically just, oh my gosh, so intense. Yes. Mm-hmm. You're practically just calling me like a barbarian warrior level sort of person. Yes, I am very silly. And you, being meanwhile, are my friend. So what does that say for you? Either it means that you have some hidden corner of silliness in your soul, or that you have some sort of affinity for silliness, or both. Personally, I would say that it's more like you have an affinity for goofiness, but whatever. No, I didn't say. So how are you doing? I know I asked like how your day was and everything, but like, how have you been lately? How's life for you? All the heaviness going on in the world. How are things for you specifically? Well, something I'm trying to remember is that things can be heavy and scary out in the world, but that doesn't diminish things that are heavy or trepidatious in our own lives. Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's times where I feel, I don't know, guilty, I guess, for struggling so much with different things like work or, you know, navigating existence with the added spice of mental illness. But like, even though there's a lot of awful stuff going on and people dealing with stuff that's objectively way harder than what I'm dealing with, I would never tell someone that was dealing with anything hard that I thought what I was dealing with was worse. You know, like, it's not super constructive. So anyway, I'm trying to remember that for myself, so I'm just kind of dropping that in the chat, as it were. I am in no, I am, I'm not preaching like from the choir. I'm like wandering off the streets going, hey, by the way, I'm trying to learn this thing. I don't know if the tea's cool enough to drink. Yep, let us experiment. That's warm. That is very warm. Also, I'm not sure I put enough sugar in mine. Needs more sugar. That's not a very good mimicking of Robert's accent, but anyway, or of his voice rather. Does it need more sugar? Let me try. I didn't burn my tongue last time. Let's see if I burn it this time. No, it legitimately needs more sugar. That's weird because I thought, well, I guess this is a bigger sized cup. I've been trying to like figure out the ratio of sugar cubes to cups. And this time, I think this is a bigger cup than the other ones, but I thought it was the same size as the one I had yesterday. I don't know. There you go. Plop, plop. How's yours? Well, I guess be careful. Don't. Careful. Not too hot. A little too. I said be careful. It's warm. Well, we can at least snuggle the warm cups and wait for them to cool down. Anyway, yeah, sorry. I was just. I don't know. When you were like, things have been better, but you know, it's fine comparatively speaking. Like, on the one hand, that can be a constructive attitude to have, but also like we can hold space for that as well as acknowledge that we're going through stuff that's hard too sometimes, and just in different ways. And sometimes stuff that people is going through are you know, physical things, or their emotional things, or their mental things, or their situational things, or their, you know, whatever's going on. But like, you know, the whole he's not a contest thing. Like, well, I mean, it isn't, you know, like, you'd never think that's something I was dealing with, even if it was like, you know, like if you had, you know, a bad like bruise on your arm and I got a paper cut on my finger, you'd still be sad I got a paper cut. See? Yeah. Well, like, first of all, what you're dealing with is not just paper cut, but a metaphorical paper cut in the grand scheme of things. But even if it were, like, if it were somebody else, you wouldn't think that that was reason to, like, I think we could probably take the tea bags out. Ow, hot, hot, hot. Yeah, we can just throw it in that trash by the desk. Like, yeah, just if you wouldn't diminish somebody else's struggles, then it's not very logical for us to diminish our own. We feel compelled to because we live in a societal pandemic of shame, in the immortal words of Brene Brown, who is a fabulous human being. Brene Brown. Oh, come on. My silly voice wasn't that difficult to understand. Okay, so maybe it was, but still. Well, besides, like, dopey stuff, has anything, like, nice been going on? Anything fun? Any movies you're excited about coming out? Any books recently that are you're vibing with? They're giving you the vibe you want? Nice. I support this. I support this. Well, huzzah! I do be a fan. I do be a fan. um, no, just lifing along. With the weather cooling down around here, I've been able to like be going outside and stuff more, and not be like melting in the hot, and or getting nice and overcooked in the sun. Seriously, it feels like you're walking into an oven sometimes going into the outside during the summer. So I am delighted, as I was gushing about earlier. Spooky season is upon us, which means, like, I mean, the fall time is upon us, but that I think is just like fall is spooky season and winter is Yuletide and or everything else that goes with that time of year. Like, this is what we as humans have done to ourselves, at least in the Western Hemisphere. Um, yeah, it's been cooler and everything, and I've been able to go down to the river park. It's about 15 minutes away, I think. So yeah, I've been getting to go down there, and I've been taking a book or watching books or just leaf collecting, and I've been finding pretty flowers. It's so funny because like it's in the spring and the summer that people you'd think of like, oh yes, let's go foraging for all the lovely blooms. But again, it gets into summertime and I'm like, I'm going to go inside because I cannot figure out how to be less hot in this given moment, and if I get any hotter, I might die. I'm way too susceptible to heat exhaustion. It's annoying. And getting sunburned. But anyway, I sidetracked what I was saying. Yes, I would always. I mean, I'm not saying this will be the way I will be my whole life, but at least right now and for the last years, I would absolutely rather complain about being cold than I would prefer to complain about being hot. Like, it gets to a point where I'm tired of complaining about being cold, and I'd rather complain about being a little too warm. But there is never a point where I'm just like, I am sick of it being cold. Can it please be blazing hot? Well, no, I don't necessarily think that like there are people who are like, oh, goody, it's boiling hot. But there are people who would rather, you know, they would rather be too hot than too cold. And I am someone who would rather be too cold than too hot. I mean, I don't like any of it. I like temperate climes and temperatures and seasons. This is why fall and springtime are the best. But then, like, if we're going in order of preference, winter is after those two, and then summer is dead last. Because what's the online post that's so funny? Something about if you're cold, you can just keep putting on layers and whatever. But if you're hot, like, what are you supposed to do? Take off my skin? Like, yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot. I will melt. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, going to the river park has been very nice. It's been lovely, in fact. Yes. Never. What's the other word? From the animated Robin Hood. Yeah, it's when Prince. What is that? I have not seen that in so long. That was one of my like movies of major preference when I was a toddler. Apparently, except I didn't say Robin Hood. I said Robert Hood. Apparently. So yeah. Yes, I have apparently always been a huge fan of those who stand up for those who need standing up for against corrupt establishments. It would seem that even as a tiny tot, I was like, yo ho, this is the way. Ah, good stuff. Yeah, I really like the hibiscus with the sugar, with the honey. So you'd think that like honey and flowers, flower tea would be like mwah, chef's kiss, because like the honey is made like out of the nectar and the stuff and everything, like our happy little bumblebee friends. But yeah, it does not jive for me, at least with hibiscus. And then I've never like the only reason I really tried honey with it was because I did not like the stevia in it, which was very unusual for me. Like yeah, I grew up with using stevia as a tea sweetener, and there are very few teas on the planet that I don't like stevia with. In fact, I can't think of any other than this one at the moment. Although I think there might have been a different one in the past. I feel like ginger tea would not be good with stevia, but I have not had ginger tea with stevia. I've only ever had ginger tea with honey because it was that one from the Asian market that was like a jelly, and it was yeah. It's the here I'll show you. I forgot to offer you this one. If you want it next time, you can. Yeah, no, here it's like a little jar. So yeah, it's just honey ginger tea. Eh. And look, it's like this whole little like blah, blah, little jelly thing in there. And here, yeah, do you want to smell it? Ah, help! There we go. Yeah, honey and ginger. Yes, it is very ginger. And yeah, it's really good. Well, like any any ginger thing is like when you're sick, this will be very helpful. So that's fabulous. But yeah. So, do you have any holiday plans for the upcoming season? Or do you have any, I don't know, work gossip or anything? Do you have any tea to share, my friend? Do you have any tea? You do. Well, come along then, do tell. Okay. I'm catching the vibe, as it were. Yes. All right.